Hey guys, such a warmonger here, and you're watching 3 vs 3 Kingdom of Heaven. This is an attackers versus defenders scenario. Spawning on the northwest spawn point, we've got Jesus is coming back in blue, playing as the Romans. Diuneiloumou. Can we just call him Diu? Diu in cyan, playing as the Celts, and myself, such a warmonger in green, playing as the Turks. Now, because we have 3 different factions that we couldn't decide on a universal, we couldn't vote properly, we ended up as the Crusaders. So,
yes.
Also, we are all Franks because no one randomed an actual Crusader sib. So we're all Franks here. On the defender side, you've got rageofkhorne in gray, playing as the Byzantines. Obelix in orange, playing as the Britons. But he actually defaults to Byzantines because he's outvoted. And No in red, playing as the Romans as well. Alright. So, Jesus is coming back. Appears to not have deployed his supply wagon just yet. He might be having difficulty because it's too close. So to deploy your supply wagon, it's kind of like a trebuchet, and you have to have 4x4 flat space. And the edges of the map, there's about 3 tiles of non-buildable area. So you need like a flat space. So he can't deploy here. He needs to move to like here or something to deploy properly.
Yes.
On the other hand, I have deployed over here a little farther from my allies just so that they have space to attack if need be. More advanced players would be able to deploy like here or here to spread out our bases even more, although it is kind of scary deploying here because you're right across from the David's Gate. And this is where all their production is. Well, half of their production comes from this strong point. So I do think it's good that he deployed here. He's finally able to deploy his supply depot. And you need to deploy your supply depot if you want to have any resources coming in. Okay, so anyway, this is the map. The way attackers need to try to bring defender morale within 45 real-life minutes. The best way to do that is by capturing one of 4 points. They're very important. It's either this or this. So this is the Tower of David, very difficult to capture. This is easier to capture. This is the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. And then on the other side of the city, there's the Dome of the Rock and the Al-Aqsa Mosque. This is also more difficult to capture. Now, all points are capturable by infantry, so this is Tancred's Tower, so as long as there's like 15 infantry here, without any military unit on the defending side, then it will be captured. So any military unit, archers, infantry, and cavalry can defend a point, but only infantry can capture a point. The only points that can be captured by archers and cavalry are this one, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, this one, the Syrian Exchange, and this one, the Dome of the Rock. So yeah, that's the whole city. And now that I've shown the whole city, I think I will switch to in-game. Alright. Okay, so let us take a look at the food, gold, wood, stone situation. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Looks like there's a little bit of a raid coming from Obelix, but he's been outnumbered by a bunch of light cav. So yeah, that medium cavalry. Oh, he is raiding some of these villagers though. That can be really annoying. So raiding attacker villagers is much more annoying than raiding defender villagers. Because as an attacker, you can get up to 24 villagers because there's technically a maximum of 10. But if you do it right and you keep producing villagers, you can actually get up to 24. On the defender side, that trick is not possible. You got a little light cav battle here. On the defender side, you are actually limited to 10. Now you see that the arrows were aiming at this Lancer, but it killed a villager. That's because anything the arrow hits will affect that projectile. So like, if it hits an ally or your own unit, it will kill your allies or your own unit. If it hits a tree before it reaches the target, it'll hit the tree and not affect the target. So you can hide from projectiles by hiding behind walls, trees, and large buildings. Like even this is a very good thing to hide behind if you're under attack by a rain of arrows. Same thing with Tancred's Tower. If you have villagers over here repairing Tancred's Tower, and you have archers here shooting at the villagers, it won't hit the villagers, it'll hit the tower. That's why you would have to move over here to start shooting the villagers that are repairing over here. So this is the point of view of the defenders. I'm occasionally going to do that because at 9 p.m. every day, so you can see that there's a 24-hour cycle here, so it's day 1, 8 p.m. At 9 p.m., it becomes nighttime, and then at nighttime you cannot see your allies, and then vision is significantly reduced. So look at this scout. This cursor currently has 20 vision range. He can really see pretty far. He's also the fastest unit in the game. Once it's nighttime, his vision is significantly reduced. And that goes for all units except for generals and Hashashin Fidai, which only the Britons can make. So even though Obelix is the Britons, he's actually default Byzantines, because he was outvoted by his allies. So the way you pick a faction is you need to have 2 similar civs within that faction. So look at this. So right now, No can see what his ally is doing. This is Obelix's men. And this is No, he can see his ally. Once it becomes dark and becomes 9 p.m., you can see that's happening. He lost vision of his ally. So Obelix is targeting the elite tent, which in this version is a mistake, because it's only 15 wood. The attackers do not lose. Oh, that was a good one. Attackers don't lose morale for losing their elite tents or command tents. They only lose morale for losing their supply depots. And generals, of course. It is a very good raid from Rageofkhorne. This is what Jesus is coming back and see. He's being raided pretty badly by Rageofkhorne. You can see Rageofkhorne's vision. Even though this is a 20 vision at day, it's only like this much vision at night. So lots of stuff going on. No is trying to raid me and annoy me at nighttime. So you can see these cataphractos, they can switch between ranged and melee. And that's their special thing. And they know that my tent is here, and he's using his general to spot the spot. Super annoying because I don't have my general around, so they can see me and I can't see them. He's using attack ground to attack this as well.
Retreat now.
So all ranged units, every ranged unit, from trebuchets to mangonels to archers to crossbowmen, to horse archers to horse skirmishers, every ranged unit has attack ground. And it's very useful, especially at nighttime. If you don't want to reveal your position, you use attack ground instead of right-click attack. So remember what I said, that you can't see what your allies are doing. Nobody can see that this tower is under attack. So Obelix can't see it. Diu knows that it's under attack, but that's the only person who knows it's under attack. he has to be careful because if this trebuchet hits his own men, it'll kill his own men. So you can hear some... Oh my god. You're not supposed to be able to make this many merchants, so that's a mistake. I'm not sure how he did that, to be honest. I need to update that a little. Alright. So it looks like this tower is about to go down. It's got like 2 trebuchets and a battering ram attacking it. No is still attacking this command tent. I'm not sure why he's aiming at the command tent. Oh, it's because he doesn't know that the supply depot is right there. He's just annoying me, to be honest. I guess it's only now that Obelix realizes that this tower is under attack. And I think it's too little, too late. So now the western tower has been destroyed, which could be a surprise to some people. No is still being annoying because he has this general around. I can't... It's so annoying that he's using attack ground. I can't even see where his attacks are coming from. But now it looks like Diu is pushing in. He's pushing in. He's got... So swordsmen in more open battles can do better against spearmen. But in tight quarters, spearmen can do pretty well as well because of their one range. Fortunately, this is the spearmen are in front, so the swordsmen should do better, especially with knights mixed in. There are some Varangos or Varangi mixed in, but there are more knights than Varangi, so it looks like there's just a massive amount of men here. And you have to be careful when using archers because they do have minimum range. So if Obelix doesn't pull his men out, all of these archers are going to be massacred. So you can see Dio took control of Tancred's tower, but even though he did, I'm still going to attack ground it. Just so I can build a... a nice opening for my men to enter the base. Enter the city. No, it's still being annoying over here. Take a look at the node's population. No, it is at 200, but I think the problem could be his allies aren't really talking, so he doesn't know that that his side is really in danger. So communication is super important in this game mode. But Obelix is coming to take it back, and he does. He retakes Tancred's tower, which is the entire reason I kept on attacking it, grounding it with trebuchets. Because I just didn't want to deal with it changing hands back and forth. So you got a few men from DU coming in, and now these guys have, these archers have minimum range and they're being massacred. You can see that the defender morale is coming down, and the Church of the Holy Sepulchre was actually captured by DU. That's a big blow to their morale, because that's minus 15% morale instantly, and on top of that, it's a 1% morale bleed every few seconds. Now, keeping your units alive and taking good engagements is very important in this game, because the attackers can afford to lose twice as many units as the defenders. So, in every engagement, if the defenders are killing 3 times as much units as the attackers, so like every 3 kills more that the defenders make, without the attackers make, will damage defender morale by 1%. But for the defenders, they need to kill every 6 more kills they make compared to the attackers will damage the attacker morale by 1%. So the attackers can afford to lose more men than the defenders. The defenders have taken the Church of the Holy Sepulchre back, and that brought their morale back up. But they must have lost like maybe 3% or 4% morale just from that much time passing by. I think it's every 30 seconds. That's 30 real-life seconds. So at nighttime, it's pretty chaotic. It's still nighttime. But you can see nighttime ends at 5 a.m. So 1 hour in the game is 1 minute in real life. So that's only 8 minutes of nighttime. And so at 5 a.m., you can start seeing your allies again. And there you go. Now everybody has a real picture of the situation and assess how they're doing. Tancred's Tower is very close to going down. And Rageofkhorne is really pushing in. Actually, Rageofkhorne is a defender, so he's cleaning these men. What the defenders need to do, let's see who has stone. Looks like Obelix and No have stone. They need to come over here and repair this tower, just so that they can keep the breach into one little choke point. That would be good for the defenders. Fortunately, it might be too late, even if they send villagers right now. And Tancred's Tower is going to go down. That's going to be an instant minus 10% morale once it goes down. There it goes. So watch this. Defender morale is at 83%. Attacker 78. And now it reverses. It's 88%. Oh, no! That was an intense amount of morale. Because at the same time that Tancred's Tower was destroyed, I came in and captured this, which is another 10% morale damage. So the defenders lost 20% morale effectively, which is very bad for the defenders. And so, because I was so annoyed by these Cataphractoi, which can switch between ranged and melee, I was sending some spearmen up that way to defend my flank. The defenders' morale is going down pretty. They're at half morale, so they're basically losing the battle. They're not taking good engagements. You can see they are starting to kill attacking units at a good KD ratio, so that's why they were able to gain 1% and damage attacker morale by 1%. They're at 99% morale. No is attempting to flank the defenders, which is a good move, and pincer these attackers that have been stuck here. So maybe they can gain some morale back if they kill all of these attackers. But not before these knights kill a whole bunch of men. So putting spearmen against knights will still not bode well for the spearmen, because these knights can take down a lot of men before they go down. You can see, just because of Age of Empires 2 pathing, I'm trying to open up these low walls better. But now the postern of St. Ladra has been destroyed. There goes another breach. So now there are 3 points of entry into the city of Jerusalem. At the former postern of St. Ladra, the former Tancred's Tower, and this western tower as well. The attackers are losing men, so you can see that attackers are at 88%. That could be because the defenders were able to get 10% back instantly from recapturing this Tancred's Tower zone. So that's how they got 10% morale back. So they're up to 66, which is good for the defenders. Unfortunately, these are just regular swordsmen against sergeants, which are medium infantry, and knights, which are elite infantry. So these are the lowest. Swordsmen are the lowest infantry for the Byzantines. And so we were able to recapture the Tancred's Tower area back. So defenders are back down to 55% morale. So you can see in open battle, the swordsmen do better against spearmen. So really, it's about knowing your counters. So medium infantry depending on the medium infantry, is good against swordsmen and spearmen. And some medium infantry are armor piercing and cost effective against elite infantry like knights and varangi. And here I come, I'm trying to help push in towards the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. That is the point that I want to take. Protecting my flank from any possible attack by keeping crossbowmen here, which have a armor-piercing attack, as well as faster projectiles. They do fire at a much slower rate, though. You got an archer battle. It's good to keep your archers on spread formation. And sometimes it's good to use attack ground as well. And here I'm pushing in towards the Church of Holy Sepulchre. I kind of see that these archers with minimum range are exposed. So I want to kill them. I also notice it, so I send my cavalry in. You can see that this is our allies' tower, but I'm still killing every tower by using attack ground because I kind of want to... I just don't want this to be a point that can be recaptured by the defenders. So I'm deciding to destroy them anyway. Defenders are stabilizing, it seems, because their morale is up to 59% compared to 95%, which is still not like a terrible place to be at. If we look at the food, it's only Rageofkhorne who has a good amount of food. Obelix and No are kind of struggling. But if we look at units lost, it's actually pretty good for the defenders. So these elite lancers, probably not good trying to face off with spearmen. Because once their charge attack is over, it's like... Obviously, their rate of attack is just not as fast. But they are gonna get slaughtered by like sergeants and spearmen, things like that. So now just a few pike spearmen mixed in are killing a few of these archers. I did bring my archers into bear, even though they're in lower ground. I want to pick off. They're a little more spread. They have a more spread formation compared to the defenders. But they do notice that I'm coming in, so they're trying to fight back. So now it's basically a ranged battle. Now Obelix is losing a lot of archers from these attacks. Coming in with another group of infantry, trying to attack into the Church of Holy Sepulchre, but there's a whole bunch of men ready for it. These guys aren't really... It looks like they're moving and not attack moving, which is unfortunate. And you can see these are the same range, the Cataphractos that switched between range and melee. They switched to melee and just massacred that infantry. The defenders are damaging the attacker morale by 6%. They gained morale. Now they're up to 60%. I kind of wanted to push in, but now I'm being outflanked. I'm being outflanked. Orange is surrounding the men. What's he doing? Oh, he's just going for the archers. Interesting. Somehow the defenders lost a lot of morale. Oh, that's because they lost the gate. There was a sneak attack on the Damascus gate from a battering ram. I pull back because I don't like the odds of this battle. I want to keep at least some knights and sergeants alive. These actually will do well because these are all just regular swordsmen. Oh, they're attacking the Tower of David. What's attacking it? This trebuchet. Oh, you got this one cataphract killing a bunch of archers. Because of minimum range, I can't really deal with it. So I have to pull back. But I am killing a lot of Obelix's archers, though. Now he's down to 13 in this group. I finally noticed that the one cataphract is killing my archers and then just fight back. Obelix has replenished his archer numbers, but he's still losing a lot. Defender's down to 49%. Now this is almost pure range, so I'm sure that the defenders are going to bring their morale back up, because all of these crossbowmen and archers are going to get slaughtered. He has to pull them back. There, he's starting to gain some morale back. Every 6 units that they kill, that defenders don't take back, is more morale gained. These guys actually could have stayed in the battle and then killed these swordsmen too. It's about knowing what you can handle in terms of fighting. Anyway, I've got a group of infantry here running around the map. They captured the Damascus Gate, captured these northern towers. Now I'm going to capture the Postern of the Magdalene. Because, like I said, only infantry can capture those points. Those points can't be captured by archers and cavalry. There's a heavy cavalry fight going on here. No, doesn't feel like losing his men. I captured the Postern of the Magdalene. And now, Diu can transfer any infantry into this postern and then pop them out the other side. Now, Jesus is coming back, is overextending his infantry, his cavalry. And now these guys are gonna maybe die. So you can see that Diu moved his infantry into the tower and then popped them back out. But you can't do the same with cavalry. Only infantry can do that. You can't even do it with archers. I'm still running around the map, capturing towers, so you can see this. Which further damages morale, because each little point also has morale damage. So there's 2% morale. Most of the outer gates are 5% morale. Every postern is 3% morale. So the defenders are really having trouble now. They're only down to 31% morale. Jesus did lose a lot of medium and heavy cavalry, though. So I'm not sure he has much left. I did capture this point. I can see that No is, where is he going? He's in range mode. He's in range mode. You see these crossbowmen? They killed one of these cavalry. And he switched back to melee mode. I did spot his general, though, so I'm targeting him down. You see how slowly that the crossbowmen shoot. See if they get one more shot off. I noticed that he's moving, so I try to evacuate these crossbowmen. These are very vulnerable to cavalry. But they're also very good against cavalry because they have armor-piercing damage. Now I am pushing in with some knights and spearmen and sergeants. I don't know where that general died. It must have been over here. It's from Jesus' last few cavalry. He is losing them, though. That's why the attackers have lost 1% morale again, which means the defenders gained 1% morale. But I am pulling in. I want to capture this point. I smell blood. I smell blood, and I kind of want to capture this point. There's nothing going on here except for this one ram thinking about attacking. But yeah, once this is down, it's going to be minus 15% morale, so the defenders will be down to 5% morale, or 4%. There it is, 3% morale. And then every 30 seconds, minus 1% again. Plus, we can win engagement, so that's down to 1% morale. If this group of units dies, it looks like we won. So, yeah, that was the match. 15 minutes left. So, things I've adjusted since this point were the defenders were technically at a lower income rate compared to the attackers. So in the new version, the defenders have the same rate of food and go, at least food, the same food rate as the attackers. And then another thing, instead of winning by 3 for the attackers compared to the defenders, I made it winning by 4. 4 units killed to gain 1% morale as attackers, and as the defenders, instead of every 6, I increased it to every 8. So now it's just a slightly longer way to gain morale or damage morale by winning battles or winning engagements, but hopefully that makes a difference in terms of morale loss. So if we look at this, the Jesus coming back had a very good KD ratio, but overall KD is not reflective of how the morale is lowered or increased. It's really the different moments of battle that can show you. So for example, if like 15 heavy cavalry kill 40 archers in one split moment, like that can really affect the game. No had a fairly even KD, Rageofkhorne fairly even. Obelix slightly worse by 100. Diu had a pretty bad KD, but I guess it was compensated by all the things we captured and winning those moments of engagements. Anyway, hopefully you guys thought this was a entertaining match. I'll see you in the next one.